Still playing Amazing Man. Still playing Petrucci. EVH 412 cap. That's an ugly head. No, it says so. It says so right on Highland. Alright guys, so I was gonna postpone doing a video this week because just couldn't. The topic that I wanted to touch on was I wasn't secure in my talking about it because I wanted to, you know, I really wanted to make sure that I thought it through, right? I did not go to the NAMM show this year. Other than the pandemic, this is probably the second year in a while that I haven't made it through. Oh, there's the picks that I use. I know that, I mean, who cares, right? I use these little guys right here. Mainly because you can turn them around. Right? Nice. That's using that, but every now and then I like to turn them around. Anyway, so there's those. Probably a little bit louder today. Usually I'm using a rolling cube or the positive grid. But today I figured fire up the EVH. And I'm actually running a Seymour Duncan booster pedal through a super lead. So a love pedal super lead. And then I'm running through my Boss GE7 EQ and into, I can't even remember what, I'm running through an alter ego delay. So the delay you're hearing is an alter ego. So anyway, where was I? Sorry, I couldn't remember, or I didn't want to talk. I wanted to be, so what I'm saying is I don't think I'm going to talk about the topic I was going to talk about. That's what I'm saying, okay? Mainly because it was, after I thought about it for a little bit, you know, I felt like I was complaining, maybe whining, complaining. So this week I decided, let's change it up a little bit. Let's talk about some of my equipment, okay? Obviously, Charvel. Music Man. I do have another Music Man, an Axis, kind of like the Eddie Van Halen when he was with Music Man. I have one of those. I do have a Wolfgang hanging over in the corner over there. I got a Eric Clapton and you know what? Motion sickness time, guys. Motion sickness time. And then over here is the Charvel wall. Okay. Okay, we're done being motion sickness. Are you good? Okay. So, here's the thing. I play Charvels when I do a live show. I almost always, let me turn some of this. You can't hear it probably, maybe you can, but some of the, you know. What I'll do is when I play from now on, I'll leave it. See, there's all the noisemakers gone. have done some shows, private events where I've used an Axis, an Ernie Ball Music Man Axis. Great guitars, love them. And I got rid of it because I went through I only want to play tellies and strats mode. I do have 2 Telecasters. I'm sending my my other one out. I have my buttercream or whatever they call that color. It's white. It doesn't matter. It's like a lighter. Is what I'm saying is it's this color. Anyway, so I went through this phase where I did use strats and tellies for a while. We were playing, and I was playing in a Southern rock type band, and we were playing more bluesy and more of that style. So those guitars suited my needs more. Then when I went back to playing in cover bands and doing more heavier stuff, I went back into using Music Man, well, Charvel. And then I used Music Man for a minute. And then I decided to ride the storm with Charvel. Always have. My first Charvel is sitting right there. I'll show you, I will. This was my Charvel from '88. And believe me, it's beat. It's seen its day, guys. And gals. I'm sorry. There's girls that probably watch this. Well, now what? Now what are you gonna do, damn it? You gotta put it down somewhere. So that's from back in 88, 87, 88, around that time frame. Anyway. So I went back to using Charvel. And amps, I've been all over the board. Bass Boogie, Marshall, Peavey. I know. There's some of you going, Peavey. Fender. All over the place, you know. Never happy. Never happy. Solid states, tubes, doesn't matter. Always feel like I just don't have the right tone. And it bugs me, man. I've even tried line 6. I know, don't hate me. I know some of you right now hate me. All 2 of you. See, I just lost all 2 of you. So now I'm really not gonna get any views. So my old guy logic, because I'm an old guy, is when I use the line 6, I gotta say something, and I hope people understand what I'm trying to say. It's like cheating. Because you have so much going on. There's so much, you know, the distortions over the top, the sustains over the top, the delays over the top. And I think what happens is having all that, you tend to play a little sloppier. Do you know what I mean? You tend to play a little sloppier, a little more, you let the amp do the work. You see what I'm saying? You know, like right now with all the pedals turned off behind me, you know, it's so, you're forced to play, and you hear my mistakes in there because I started off playing on you know, so you'll hear the mistakes, and the line 6 seemed like it was, you know, covering up anything and everything, so you have tendency to get away with murder. Funny story is when I played Strats for the first time, I'd been playing that Charvel, well, that, and I played a Mako Les Paul. You know, this is back in the day. All right, before you go judging, this back in the day when you couldn't afford any gun. Charvel was the first. That guitar is the first real guitar, right? So it just really comes down to, I was so used to playing with humbuckers that when the first time I really started playing a Strat, which this is a real stupid thing that I did. I had a 1980, I think it was a 1980 wooden, look raw body, the beautiful neck. Someone had changed the pickups out, put in some, I don't remember what they put in, but I want to say they were Texas specials or something. Anyway, I'm not a Strat guy. You'll notice this about me. And I went to play this guitar and man, it woke me up real quick to, you better start playing one of these a little bit more. You better start figuring out how to be a little bit cleaner and a little bit more precise. I was getting away with murder. I'm not gonna lie. And so that's how the Line 6 made me feel too. It's like there's certain things that I was doing along the way that I realized, man, you better change your ways, young man. That's when I was young. Now I'm old, okay? If I could go back and tell the young version of me, one, go to more guitar lessons and learn how to read music. Two, sit down every night regardless and practice your warm-up skills, your scales, and your chords. Learn everything from the nut down to the frickin' bridge. All right, I said it. I'm self-taught for the most part. Yes, I've sat down with teachers and guys that have given me some lessons, and obviously now you can go to YouTube all day long. You're probably still going to play it incorrect anyway, but you got guys out there. But anyway, let's get back to, you see, I went on this total tangent now and then totally forget where I was going. But anyway, so yeah, I went back to playing Charvels. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because there's one on the way. 7. Yeah, there's one on the way. I bought another one. A satchel. All right. I want to try one, so I bought one. But I also went back to playing my John Petrucci, and I had a John Petrucci, and I also had an Axis at one point in time. And guitar players, you know what it is. I want to try that. Especially when your wife realizes that there's just, you gotta sometimes sell some of them. So I finally bought another Axis and bought another John Petrucci. So I'm back to playing all these, and that's mainly what I figured I'd talk about today is some of my equipment. Obviously the EVH stuff, phenomenal. I do use Marshall, JCM 2000. I know, the 800, the Plexi. I hear you, all right? I understand. But that's what I'm playing through right now is the EVH. And then the ugly head that's behind me is pretty cool, super clean. If I run those pedals through it and I run it through this Marshall cabinet that's sitting off over to one side here, sounds pretty cool, not gonna lie. But I'm going back. What I'm saying is I'm going back to some of the basics and going back to some of the things I need to tidy up again. I've been watching Rick Beato. We all know who Rick Beato is. If you're watching me, you know who Rick Beato is. Interviewing Nuno, Joe Bonamassa. He's interviewing today Paul Gilbert. So all these guys that he's talking to, his knowledge of music and those guys that they have on there, oh my God. So it's kind of sending me back to educate myself. I know I'm a 55-year-old man. 55 this year, guys. 55-year-old man. And, I got to be honest, I'm going back and kind of re-educating myself on certain things that I realize I do wrong. You know, while I'm alive and breathing and still able to pick one of these things up, I might as well give it a whirl. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm back to playing my Charvels, my Music Mans, back to playing through the tube amps, you know, the EVH and the Marshall. And then I'm using the Tremonti, the Mark Tremonti, the MT15. Phenomenal amp. Pedal board, I have two of them. The other one's got a tube screamer, a 78 distortion on it. An Ibanez delay, the old purple one, or violet or pink. Whatever color that is, guys. Raspberry? Anyway, I'm using an MXR EQ on that. That's the bigger board. That's for, you know what? I don't know what it's for, to be honest with you, because when I play out live, I use the RK. I use, oh, well, come on now. Just unhook it, okay? It'll be fine. Is this. Yeah. So I use that. Take 21. I know I don't get anything. This is all stuff I buy, guys. There is no one has given me anything to try. You know, all these pedals. If you see them in the background, there's some up by, you know, they're everywhere. I buy them. Have I had endorsees? Yes, some at one point, not now. But they were strings and various other things that I had along the way. But now that I'm not doing original material and I'm not out gigging as much as I was, I guess I'm just not that important, which is fine. It's fine, you know. Anyway, today's video is basically just to take a minute. Again, I changed the topic. I didn't want to come off. It was something that really, I think I pushed it so far out of my mind, I don't even remember. But it was about complaints within music. And I went, you know, you just did that. You literally just did a, you know, so let's just stop that crap, all right? Knock it off. Knock it off, okay? I mean me, not you, me. Well, you knock it off if you're doing it too. And I thought, let's just talk about the equipment we have. I've said this a million times in the past. If there's anything that you may see in the room, in the background, that's my dad's guitar over in the corner over there. It's a Global, I think. SG knockoff when we first moved here from England. That's right. I was born in England. I was moved here. I think that was his first electric he bought when we first got here. Still have it. That's right. Anywho, so anything you see, Eric Clapton Strat, the 60th anniversary Strat, I'm not doing an EVH. I think I did something on the EVH. I may have. It doesn't matter. The Lynch Tiger. Whatever. You know, if it's in here and you see it, the ugly head. You know, just ask. Say, hey, dude. Old guy who thinks he knows how to play guitar. Anywho, anything you see, just ask. I'll play through it. It's going to wrap it up here. I just wanted to shoot the breeze. you know, show off the Music Man again, the EVH. Talk about the guitars we have now. I don't do lessons as far as showing you certain things because I'm just, you know, I think once I showed the, I do that when I warm up, you know, or I do my blues lick, whatever. I don't do anything exciting. You want lessons? You got Uncle Ben. You got Andy Wood. You got Robert Baker. Music is Win. Rick Beato. You got all those guys for that. Anyway, sorry this was just kind of laid back. Talk about the equipment day. Thought it was kind of needed to get away from, you know, show off the picks I use. Just stuff like that. Nothing exciting. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Thank you for those that do come visit the channel. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. It really does. I'm an old guy. I just like to talk. And this is what I like to talk about. There are sometimes I'll go off topic. You know, when I started this channel, I actually wanted to venture off on a little bit of everything, you know. But this is where I'm at lately. Anyway, peace. Stay out of trouble. Enjoy the rest of your week. And eat some good food. Have your good manners on. We'll see you next time around.